So we are kicking it back to Modern Warfare Remastered. After a few Black Ops 4 gameplays, I figured I'd jump back onto this game just because I just prestiged. I wanted to rank up a little bit. I wanted to be able to create some classes in case I jump back on here and I don't feel like having to unlock a bunch of things again. But anyway, this lobby right here, this specific gameplay is probably one of the slowest games I've ever played in. I was playing against a ton of campers. These dudes were just sitting in areas that I didn't even know existed on these maps. I've been playing them for like 7 or 8 years. So I figured I'd join in on the camping because these guys would just have to run back to these same spots, and it paid off a little bit, but I promise that towards the end, this gameplay definitely picks up. Anyway, the topic that I want to discuss today is Modern Warfare, the newest Call of Duty title from Infinity Ward. We're not talking about Modern Warfare 2, not Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, not Modern Warfare 3. This is just straight up Modern Warfare, and we got a ton of gameplay and a ton of information on August 1st, which was like the world premiere of the multiplayer. I feel like there's not anything we don't know about this game as of right now. Obviously, we didn't see all of the guns in action. We didn't get to see all of the perks or kill streaks in action, and also all of these guys that went out to play this game, they weren't playing on every single map, so there is going to be some surprises when we play this game on day one, hopefully, because that's what I love about playing a new game. But we did learn a lot of information. If you guys want to learn about like the guns and the kill streaks in the game, there's a ton of videos out there that will tell you what's in the game. But what I'm going to do today is go over some of my thoughts about the game as a whole, because I've been playing Call of Duty for so long, and I think that this is the game that will change Call of Duty forever. Now, every single year we get a brand new Call of Duty title, and every single year Activision is progressing the game forward, and whether the community thinks it or not, it is taking a step forward. It's trying to make the game better than it was in previous years. I almost feel stupid for saying that because some of these years definitely feel like it was a blatant step backwards, but there are these key moments in Call of Duty history that I think to myself where people say, man, this game doesn't look or feel like Call of Duty. This is definitely a different game. And there's two games that stand out in mind. The first is Call of Duty Ghosts, and the second is Advanced Warfare. Now, when the game first came out, I actually played a decent amount of Call of Duty Ghosts. I think that I prestiged a couple of times. It's not a game I'd necessarily want to go back and play. And as far as Advanced Warfare is concerned, I'm pretty sure I've logged like 4 or 5 games on that game. But anyway, Modern Warfare is definitely a step in the right direction in my opinion. It's a game that doesn't look like Call of Duty, but I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. It's definitely going to be a nice breath of fresh air. I'm really excited to play it, and as I sit here and I look at some of the gameplay, I've been watching just so many videos over the past 2 or 3 days, however long it takes me to actually post this video. It really does seem like they've taken a step in the right direction. They've made some really great changes to make this game an overall fun and enjoyable time. I would say it looks a lot like Battlefield. Like, in my opinion, this looks like a better, more polished version of Battlefield 4. Now, at the end of the day, those games are both entirely different. Battlefield 4 at this point in time is so old, but when I look at Modern Warfare, it just gives me a Battlefield vibe, and I've got a couple of friends that love Battlefield. They'll never go and they'll never play Call of Duty just because Battlefield is so much different, but they look at this new Call of Duty game and they say, wow, this definitely does give me a Battlefield vibe. Now, granted, the movement doesn't look as smooth as a game like this right here, Modern Warfare Remastered. It's definitely a step in the direction of being more realistic rather than like an arcade shooter like we get with pretty much all of the previous Call of Duties. But again, I think that that's a step in the right direction. I think it's going to be a breath of fresh air. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play. Now, starting off here, I don't mean to start off on a negative note, but not having a mini-map seems to be almost like a death wish for this game. I don't think it's going to be as fun without a mini-map. In fact, one game on Modern Warfare Remastered, I tried to play without a mini-map. Well, the mini-map was still there, but I tried looking away from the mini-map. I was going to say, let me just focus on the game and not the mini-map, but I'm pretty sure I caught myself like 20 times that game alone looking at the mini-map. It just gives you so much information in-game. Like, other than being able to see where the enemy is, you're able to see where your teammates are, you're able to see where the objectives are, you can see what your teammates are doing, whether they're in a confrontation like a gunfight or whether they're up in a building, you know, providing you cover. I mean, there's just so much information there, and now not being able to see that information might just make the game feel even slower than it already does. Now, I haven't even played it yet, but it seems to be a little bit slower than these other Call of Duty games, but I think that the pacing is going to be good. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the customization. Being able to put like 30 to 60 attachments on your gun, that's from what I heard. it seems incredible. There's always a level of customization I wish I had with these guns. Like, I feel like being able to just put a red dot on is not good enough. Like, everybody else has that gun, and while it does suit my playing style because I'd like to look down a red dot, being able to say add a shorter barrel for a higher fire rate or whatever the mechanics might be, being able to tune a gun to my playstyle is going to be awesome. And I think it's just going to make the game feel more in depth. Like, I'm going to want to play the game more and try different combinations out and see what works best for me, other than just using the same guns over and over and over again. And because of this, with all these different customizations, I kind of hope they give us more custom class slots, maybe like more than 10, because I could see myself putting together probably like 20 or 30 classes just for different scenarios. Now, one thing that's going to be really stupid to comment on, but I think looks really cool, is the in-game menu, right? Like, when you go and you are sitting in a lobby, what you see. It looks awesome. One of my biggest complaints about Black Ops 4 is that as you're actually waiting for a game, it just feels disorganized. Like, it feels like there's way too much on the screen, and I think that Modern Warfare Remastered's menu system is going to look a lot like what Modern Warfare's did with your soldier in the middle, everything on the right and the left side. It just looks really clean, and I'm excited for that. Now, the final thing as this gameplay is wrapping up that I want to touch on are the guns and the kill streaks. Everything looks like a viable option. Like, all the kill streaks are powerful. There's not one where you're like, well, I don't want to use this because it's not as powerful as the other. It seems like there's a lot of great options to choose from, and that's also true for the guns. I mean, there's a lot of different guns that seem like maybe their base format isn't going to be all that great compared to others, but as you customize it and as you add your own attachments, they're definitely going to be a viable option as you're playing in game. The artwork, the sound looks great. This game is awesome. I really cannot wait to play it. I can't wait for the public beta. It kind of sucks that PlayStation gets early access because I'm on Xbox, but oh well, I'll deal with it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later.